Hello, dear participants of this session of Earth Observation Summit. In this session we will speak about the design of educational offer for Earth observation and related area. Mentioning educational offer, I'm using these words to describe curricula for academic studies, but also educational offer or content of vocational education training. So in the project we decided to use a joint nomination for this as an educational offer. So to design educational offer inside of the project, we have conducted a lot of activities which you have also here heard in the previous session, and there was some conditions which have been set. First of all, we shouldn't cover only Earth observation area, especially Copernicus program as such, but also related areas which are required or necessary and linked to Earth observation. Secondly, we shouldn't look only on the present situation, but also into the future. So what will be the future requirements of business and the public sector? Then this designed educational offer should be linked with business processes and occupational profiles which are present or will be developed or created in the future as much as we can anticipate. And also the educational offer should consist out of the modules, courses, lectures, assignments, which are created in a manner that they are easily updated, they can be easily updated or modified in accordance to the changes and developments in the technological or non-technological area. And finally, also one very important aspect is that those developed elements of the educational offer are built in a modular way so that they can be brought together, what will be explained in the last presentation of this session. So the activities which we have conducted included are based on analysis of existing academic and vocational educational training educational offer in space geospatial field. Then, based on described business processes, we have sketched possible structures for different educational offer for each of the identified business processes and occupational profiles. And also this has been further developed and discussed among the members of the consortia and also external partners, and this session and this conference is also part of the activities in which we are interested to hear opinion from the participants, from a business sector, from the public sector, and also from the academic sector. So this focus of, beside the fact that we are describing the educational offer for Earth observation area, we had also focused ourselves on three subsectors. These are integrated applications, smart cities, and climate change monitoring and adaptation. To be able to do this or to develop such a concept in which creation of educational offer will be efficient, based on the skills and knowledges which are standardized to a certain level. Inside of the project, tools have been developed which should enable efficient design of educational offer. The tools related to the design of educational offer are, first of all, a book of knowledge on Earth observation and geoinformatics, then curriculum design tool, the specific tool which is created for the design of educational offer and which will be demonstrated in coming presentations. And finally, the living textbooks, which integrate design of curriculum with other sources. Based on the result of the analysis, and this means based on the collected business processes and existing academic and vet educational offer, the initial structure of educational offer inside of the project has been drafted. To be able to achieve this, we have defined several criteria which were guiding us in defining a structure of this educational offer. So these are the similarity of the content in a sense of the business processes, then the volume of Earth observation geoinformatic content in the possible educational offer, complexity of the content in relation to the educational level, and possible disciplines to which such educational offer could be embedded. Of course, this means that we have categorized the educational offer in accordance to the mentioned criteria, where the volume of the EO-GI content in possible educational offer is categorized in 3 categories. So the main content of the offer, partial content, and remotely connected content. What does this mean? This means that in the main content, where EO-GI content is the main part of the offer, the curricula predominantly involves principles related to the Earth observation and geoinformatics for studying processes in the system Earth and its users within a system-based approach. While, for example, when we speak about the remotely connected content of curricula, the principles related to Earth observation and geoinformatics are distant in relationship or connection to curricula, but there are aspects that need to be mentioned in such educational offer. As mentioned before, for the complexity of the content in the relation to the educational level, we have, so to say, foreseen all educational levels, so high schools, all academic levels, and of course vocational education training, what is again has a number of levels inside itself. And the result of this structuring can be presented in such a form of such a table, where we can see the titles of the educational offer. We can see also is the content of this educational offer Earth observation GI content main or partial or remote, to which category does it fit, and which business processes which have been previously described are included in this offer. So here, for example, we have some offers which are, so to say, EO-GI is a main content in them, and here we can see, for example, a partial or remote role of the EO-GI content in the educational offer. So, based on this, we have created a set of initial educational offers. They have been designed, and this work is still ongoing. While in coming 3 presentations, Andrija Krtalić and Marijan Grgić will present you 2 examples how we have used curriculum design tool for developing educational offer, while Anna Kuveždić Divjak will demonstrate the modularity concept which we have introduced, where courses or modules are developed on a generic level and are used as a building blocks for educational offer design. So, with this I will finish my presentation and we will go into the practical part of this session. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Andrija Krtalić and I came from University of Zagreb, Faculty of Geodesy, Croatia. In this presentation, I will introduce our design of possible structure for complete academic master's program curriculum, Earth Observation Geoinformation for Land Monitoring, study area Earth Science. Our goal was to design an educational offer, also known in previous life as curriculum, for the production of experts in the field of Earth observation and geoinformation, so-called occupation profiles, who will be able to meet today's need for obtaining and processing big data, analyzing and interpreting the results of this processing in land monitoring business process. The program Earth Observation Geoinformation for Land Monitoring has a modular structure and is divided into 4 semesters with 120 ECTS. This educational offer was created in prototype release Curriculum Design Tool. Curriculum Design Tool was produced by partners from University of Twente within the EO4Geo project. You can find it at the mentioned internet address on this slide. These tools allows the user to create new or search for existing educational offers. These options are indicated by numbers 1 and 2 on this slide. In this program, someone can create study program, module, course, and or lectures. When creating an education offer, these main actions should or can be done. They are marked with numbers on the slide. First of all, you need to enter the name of the new program. Second, body of knowledge is the complete set of concepts, terms, and activity that make up some professional domain. In this case, for land monitoring, domain is the Geographic Information Science and Technology body of knowledge, produced by the University Consortium for Geographic Information Science. In the Curriculum Design Tool, there is a possibility to connect a new program, module, course with this database. Third, you need to enter the number of semester required to implement such program. Fourth, the author enters a short introduction and other information relevant to study program. Fifth, learning outcomes and skills from the existing body of knowledge can be linked with program, module, course, lecture content. However, there is also the possibility of introduction new ones, which are a benefit of the EO4Geo project. Modules and courses and lectures also can be created in similar way. The similar information need to be put in this program. The curriculum design tools also provides a graphical representation of the study program, module, course, lecture being created, like you see on this slide. Now, let me go deeper in our program. So the first semester consists of one core module, dealing with the fundamental principles of remote sensing and image analysis and interpretation, because they cover a large area of Earth observation and geoinformation. In this module, students acquire basic theoretical knowledge in the field of Earth observation and geoinformation. 3 domain-related modules in the second semester are designed for deepening of knowledge and skills related to monitoring the vegetation, for once, the urban area remote sensing principles, it's 2, and third domain is the water cycle and bodies and the cryosphere. Students delve deeper into the knowledge and skills required for specific types of work which they need for quality solving of practical tasks and problems in the following semester and at their job after graduation. 2 domain-related modules in the third semester are designed for deepening of knowledge and skills related to geodata analysis, visualization and presentation of the obtained results through models, geospatial data analysis, and cartography, geovisualization, and information delivery. Basic and advanced elective courses offered in second and third semester, respectively, are designed to equip students with specific tools, methods, and applications that are important for their intended thesis research and tomorrow their jobs. In the fourth semester, students work individually on their master thesis and have regular meetings with their thesis mentor. Now, we go in some details. The course module consists of 5 courses. The course Earth Observation Sensor and Platforms aims to introduce students with sensors and platforms with remote sensing data acquisition. It will be covered terrestrial, aerial, and satellite platforms. The course covers descriptions and application of different types of optical, thermal, LiDAR, and microwave sensors for remote sensing collection. As far as satellite systems are concerned, it is planned to process the most important system in history, such as Landsat and SPOT, and modern system, open data like Copernicus Sentinel system, and commercial like Worldview 1 to 4 or RapidEye, which images are currently in use or be in use when you create some module, program or course. The second course is spectroscopy. The course has focus on the use of laws of reflection and emission of the electromagnetic spectrum and spectroscopy method to obtain data related to all objects on the scene. The course will cover the interaction of matter with electromagnetic radiation of different wavelengths. Third course is digital image analysis and processing. In this course, students will be introduced with creation of digital image within the sensor and basic image analysis and to processing methods, such as filtering, conventional pixel-based classification, object-based classification, deep learning classification, etc. The next course is Basic Principle of Photogrammetry. The course is designed to introduce the students with the basic principle of photogrammetry due to its importance in methods of collecting and geometric preprocessing of images. And at the end is course Academic Skills. This course is not directly related to the field of Earth observation and geoinformation, but it provides students with the fundamental knowledge and skills required to undertake scientific research in their chosen domain within geoinformation science and Earth observation. The course combines an understanding of important conceptual issue in scientific research with skills for designing and executing an individual research project. The detailed content of the courses within this module depends on the individual institution and their preferences and data processing requirements. 3 domain-related modules are proposed in the second semester. The names of the courses within the module are similar. However, the course content are specialized and entirely devoted to the study of remote sensing methods for observing and analyzing all type of vegetation cover of the Earth in the one module, urban scene, all type of object on the Earth's surface in urban areas in the second module, and water bodies and cryosphere of the Earth in the third module. So we divide the land monitoring on vegetation, urban scene and water bodies. Interpretation and application of the results are also conducted within this module. Each module provides 3 mandatory and 2 elective courses, depending on the student preference. One of mandatory course is a research project or seminar in which the student will independently complete one practical project within the topic of the module. After acquiring theoretical knowledge in the first semester and expanding knowledge in the selected domain courses, of course, within the second semester, the students should adopt knowledge and methods of analysis and visualization of geospatial data as a result of previous processing in second semester. For this purpose, in the third semester, we propose 2 domains-related modules. First is Geospatial Data Analysis module, and the second, Cartography, Geovisualization and Information Delivery module. Geospatial Data Analysis module consists of 3 mandatory courses and 3 elective project seminar, depending on the student's preference. In this course, student will use algorithm thinking and programming skill to find, retrieve, store and explore various geospatial datasets. After this course, student will have a good overview of acquisition and exploration of geospatial data principles and methods. On the other hand, Cartography, Geovisualization and Information Delivery module consists of 3 mandatory courses. One of them are Research Mapping Project Seminar and 2 elective courses. This course teaches the general geoscience audience how they can profit from the specific view of cartographer when using complex data monitoring dataset. The course combines and understanding of the principles of thematic cartography, cartographic visualization methods, and cartographic communication with skills for preparing remote sensing data and their implementation in thematic maps. In the fourth semester, of course, the student chooses and completes a master's thesis. Again, he is choosing theme or topics. On the following slides, you can see an example of the content of the created study program, Earth Observation, Geoinformation for Land Monitoring. In this slide, you can see that we put the name, description, European Qualified Framework level, number of semesters, and study area of our program. In this second slide, you can just see the list of learning outcomes. It doesn't matter now to see specifically, but you can see what it looks like in the curriculum design tools. On this slide, you can see the body of knowledge annotation and visualization of created study program. So all that content we put in the software or in our curricula, it's shown on this visualization. The program designed in this way should create occupation profiles that are capable for implementation the business process, which are prominent within the EO4Geo project, just like urban heat, input for city planning, so for mapping heat islands, access to green areas, the value of trees and green infrastructure, so you can monitor the health of vegetation with the certain indicators, monitoring the health of water and sewerage networks, geospatial data and technology application for monitoring land use change, so land cover land use or change detection, precision farming for vineyard, Earth observation for biotope type mapping in the mountain zone, which is specific, using Copernicus Sentinel data for timely and accurately burned area mapping, or Earth observing base agro-monitoring system to support regional decision makers. And also can be prepared for using Copernicus Sentinel data for mapping and monitoring of grassland. So, after all, in our opinion, this module is polyvalent, or this program is polyvalent, and usable in academic master's program for the experts in many fields who want to work in the field of remote sensing. Occupations like forestry, agronomy, geology, geography, meteorology. This also link with the core module, which is very polyvalent and can be used in such occupations. This core module can also be used within vocation educational training, of course, with the adaptation of content according to level of knowledge of participants in such courses and duration of the VET. So, on the end, that's all from my side, which I want to say to you for this matter, and thank you for your attention. Have you a fruitful conference further on. Bye.
I'm Marijan, and I'm gonna guide you through curriculum design with a special insight onto the vocational education and training offers related to Earth observation and geospatial information. For those who are very familiar with today's agenda and who expected Mrs. Marijan, I'm sorry to disappoint you. So, vocational education is the education that prepares people to work as a technician. We can define it as a systematic knowledge transfer in a formal way and instruction on workspace-specific skills. There are different VETs across Europe, so different definitions may appear, but we can define usually two types of vocational education and training. One being initial VET, which is usually carried out at upper secondary level before students begin working life. It takes place either in a school-based environment, mainly in a classroom, or in a work-based settings such as training centers and companies. On the other side, we have continuing VET or CVET that takes place after initial education and training or after beginning working life. It aims to upgrade knowledge, help citizens, and so on. At the bottom, you can see the terms and concepts related to VET, and one of them being apprenticeship, another one being European Qualification Framework, qualification, school, learning level. So different concepts may appear related to vocational education and training. Usually, VETs are organized by the government, which can that can delegate a company or a school to administrate vets. There are also some very successful, for example, German type dual training systems, which feature a combination of enterprise-based training conducted mostly during actual work and school-based theoretical instruction. Vets can be defined for different levels. For example, upper secondary level EQF 4, European qualification level 4, up to the level 7, for example, for the master study in a tertiary level education. One very successful example can be seen in a figure where we can see that vet structure was implemented highly in the education system of Germany. You can see that there are some vets in the upper secondary level, and after that in the post-secondary level, even in the tertiary levels. European Union recognized vet as a key element of lifelong learning system, which equips citizens with knowledge, skills, and competences. EU prioritized vets in the last 5 years, and part of the reason our project got funded was probably that. EU wants to promote work-based learning, enhance access to vet, and make vets comparable across different countries. That's why European credit system for vocational education training was introduced. There are several benefits from vets. There are some short-term and some long-term benefits, both for the individual and the society. Individual can ensure better earnings, can ensure flexibility and mobility in the long term, and can get used to lifelong learning. Society, on the other side, lives from taxes. Better income means better taxes and a wealthier society. In EO4Geo project, we made several examples on the educational offers, including the vet educational offers. I'm going to present you one which is related to all three subsectors of EO4Geo: target areas, integrated applications, smart cities, and climate change. And that one is legal aspects of Earth observation and geospatial information. We made a module of 10 credits, 10 ECTS or vet credits, and procedures to get there to make the curricula or educational offer I'm gonna show you right now. So during the preparation phase, we were brainstorming. We defined different terms and different concepts related to legal aspects. And you can see here that security, privacy, policy, application, authentication, and different other concepts play important role in vets. There are three main preparation phase steps in defining curricula. First one being defining study level by the European qualification frame. Another one being decision on EOGI content volume or learning volume, meaning do we need 10 credits or less or even more. And finally, we had to define structure and basic educational scope through course titles. We defined three courses: European Legal Framework for Spatial Data, Open Data, and Data Privacy and Security. During the execution of our project, or making our vet, we used one important tool, one very powerful and important tool, which is a part of EO4Geo project and EO4Geo tools. So within the EO4Geo project, the curriculum design tool was designed, and it offers very flexible and powerful options. I'm gonna show you in the next few minutes. So we defined it, offered educational offer description, title of courses, prerequisites, and so on. Later on, we fulfilled the offer with modules, courses, lectures, in our case, courses and lectures, by defining the description, linking the existing learning outcomes defined in body of knowledge of the Earth observation and geo information. And we added custom learning outcomes where needed. Finally, we got the curricula or educational offer shown in a picture where you can see a tree of our curricula, some description and some details. During the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to use curriculum design online tool. So it is publicly available with the registration, or signing in with Google is available, and you can have all the options available for defining and designing curricula. So different educational offers already exist there. Andrija has shown you earlier EOGI for land monitoring educational offer, and it is there online, publicly available. So this is a final product. You can see a tree of our curricula, and you can see that you can edit, duplicate, or share existing curricula. If you want to make a new educational offer, you can start with creating a study program, module, course, or a lecture. We'll define a module that with the name Legal Aspects of Spatial Data, and we'll make it within the EO4Geo. Study area of our module can be law and earth science, for example, and what is very important, we can make a description and relate that, connect that with the body of knowledge in Earth observation and geospatial information. For example, we're gonna search for a law, and we'll find some findings, contract law, liability, and other concepts which already exist in geospatial information and Earth observation body of knowledge. Once we link both concepts, we'll have it interconnected, and we'll get all those learning outcomes, skills needed, and so on. Of course, transversal skills are very popular today, and we're gonna add one of those into our educational offer. So once we defined module, we can define a course. So we're gonna make one course, data privacy and security, and we're gonna make it a common course, and we're gonna make a description of it and link it to the body of knowledge description and concepts. So our course can be related, for example, with the ethics in legal map making and so on. You can see that for the privacy you can have 6 findings, which gives you a broader scope of different concepts and different interchangeable skills. So we defined a concept or a course, next thing is we can define lectures. Of course, I had to go fast forward, and once we put all the curricula in it, we can have a tree like in a picture or in a video, and we can have all the description there. To using curriculum design tool and making educational offers, you can make several of them. Within the EO4GEO project, we made different VETs on climate change, VET on urban environment and climate change, EQF 5 and EQF 7, VET on climate change and meteorology, EQF 5, and finally VET on climate change and land development in infrastructure. When making a VET, we can use a top-down approach when starting with the big picture or desired educational offers, and later on we can go a bottom-up when educational pieces are defined or courses, and we can make puzzles from courses in order to provide for our VET. For example, courses can then be common, specific, or electives, and that is interchangeable depending on the VET topic. That makes some kind of the modular approach. So for the climate change, we defined several courses, more than 50 of them, and used them to make a curricula. So for the VET on urban environment and climate change of the EQF 5, European Qualification Frame 5, we made the curricula of 32 ECTS or credits in a VET. We made 2 modules, one module which give you fundamentals of the EOGI, and another one giving you advanced knowledge, and there are several electives. You can see that for the EQF 5 level, we have introduction to Earth observation and spatial data, introduction to GIS and geovisualization. Later on, when we take a look at the VET on urban environment and climate change, EQF level 7, we have advances in Earth observation and spatial data, applied GIS and geovisualization, advanced urban climatology and smart cities, and so on. So once we define courses and their topic and their learning outcomes, it is not hard to make another VETs in different area, in different research field. So to conclude, EO4GEO project makes some great job making different VETs, and that is very hot topic right now in Europe. So EO4GEO will continue its work, and all the software that already exists and all the tools that already exist, meaning the body of knowledge and CD tool and some other tools like matching tool you're gonna hear later about, will be regularly updated, and we need some feedback from you. CD tool is definitely one powerful and free service for curricular design, and it offers strong integration with EOGI body of knowledge. Thank you very much for your attention.
Hello everybody, my name is Kuveždić Divjak, and I am postdoctoral researcher at the Faculty of Geodesy, University of Zagreb. I am also a team member of the Copernicus Academy and Copernicus Relay Office Croatia, and also part of the EO4Geo Zagreb project group. What follows in this presentation is a closer view on the idea of generically created courses and modules that are envisaged to be reused and recombined as building blocks when creating different Earth observation and related educational offers. It might have already been stated previously, but it is still worth clarifying here that the term educational offer is introduced for the inclusion of academic as well as vocational education training under the same umbrella of curriculum design. Although the term curriculum may have a strong academic connotation, an educational offer design in the EO4Geo project is not only restricted to academic study programs, but is also further extended to vocational educational trainings and courses. So in this context, curriculum can be explained as the overall structure and content that is taught in a program or a course. Correspondingly, the term educational offer design can be used as a verb to designate a process, as in, for example, designing a curriculum or designing a course or training. Furthermore, it can be also used as a noun to denote a particular plan resulting from a process, as in curriculum design. Considering development of EOGI and related business in future, as well as the need for new occupational profiles, curricula in educational process developments with different impact on occupational profiles can be observed. Technological revolution, population growth, urbanization, natural and human caused environmental changes, the need for sustainability, they are all fostering necessity for development and growth of EOGI and related businesses. In parallel, the same technological revolution is bringing automatization and robotization of many parts of present and future human working activities, resulting in change of human role in business processes and change of priorities and content in education. Therefore, in order to cover the broad area of the Earth observation, and in particular to respond to the ongoing and also future requirements of the academic and non-academic sector, it is necessary to design suitable educational offer components in this presentation introduced as building blocks. Never mind that an educational offer is not a house or it's not a building. Here we only want to show how things play when we apply the design practices of architects and engineers to the creation of a new educational offer item. For this reason, the purpose of this talk is not to provide detailed step-by-step instructions on how to create an actual vocational training, let alone an actual academic study program. Our intention here is simply to explore the idea of courses and modules as reusable building blocks for the construction of the Earth observation-related educational offers. Imagine there exists a large and diverse inventory of curriculum building blocks together with a tool and supporting database storing detailed descriptions of each of these blocks. Such blocks are to a certain degree created generically without specifying details that would tie them to a specific study program or a specific module. Given the explicit learning goals, as well as the constraints and conceptions of what the particular educational offer as a whole should look like, academic or vocational training providers could create their offers by choosing and configuring sets of appropriate blocks from the inventory. The tool and the inventory I'm referring here is the curriculum design tool, envisioned as only one part of the ecosystem of independent yet collaborating E0-4Geo software tools, which are all based on the body of knowledge known as VOC, as a formally described shared vocabulary of the knowledge and skills constituting the EOGI domain. The creation of the building blocks is a job for E0-4Geo project specialists that bear the responsibility of describing the blocks well and building in sound concepts and learning outcomes, while leaving the educators with the responsibility for making good choices. Such approach also links the educational offers to the main business processes and occupational profiles relevant in space geospatial fields in order to bridge the gap between EOGI supply and demand. To demonstrate this idea in action, the following slides will present some categories of concepts to illustrate the variety of building blocks that could be well part of the E0-4Geo inventory. Bear in mind that they are still not offered as a set of mutual exclusive building blocks, but as a work in progress examples that would allow many mixes to be worked out in detail in the future. So when drafting an educational offer item, a course, module, training, or study program, first it would be desirable to have an idea to which audience, or better to say, to which focus the proposed content would be implementable. We are starting here with a familiar example of the possible Master of Science study program in EOGI for land monitoring, which was already elaborated in detail in the previous presentation. It is envisaged that the program would predominantly involve principles related to Earth observation and geoinformatics for studying land cover and land use of variables related to vegetation state. Therefore, the program starts with one core module built by organizing the blocks that teach the basic principles of remote sensing and GIS for studying the processes in the system Earth. The domain-related, or as we call them, specialization blocks, in this case, is built for deepening the knowledge and skills related to vegetation monitoring. The building blocks in the data analytics module would teach data and data analytics concepts that are needed to understand, analyze, and interpret data and data sources, and to make them available using well-known standards and infrastructures, or just to visualize them on a map. And in the last block, students would work on their master thesis, including a thesis proposal and thesis defense. So simply by reorganizing the blocks in the domain model, different specializations could be offered. For example, specialization in cryosphere monitoring, dealing with improved understanding of global climate hydrology systems and sea level change, as well as impact assessment and Earth system modeling. Perhaps specialization in urban remote sensing could also be offered to teach how to understand dynamic urban processes and climate interventions to help make cities competitive, sustainable, and resilient. The idea of composable building blocks strongly relies on the reusability principles. So our next example shows how these generically created courses could be recombined in a possible structure of a vocational educational training program dealing with urban environment and climate change. This program was also elaborated in detail in the previous presentation, and I won't go into too much details here. The courses from the curriculum design tool repository that were created generically without details that tie them to a specific curriculum can now possibly be further specified in this concrete case. Additionally, by exchanging the European Qualification Framework levels, AQF levels, defined in terms of learning outcomes that consider knowledge, skills, and autonomy and level of responsibility that could be achieved. So the potential vertical links between qualifications are also possible. On the other hand, the mapping block shown here could also be quite transversal and introductory for remotely connected study programs, vocational education trainings, or even high schools in which principles related to Earth observation and geoinformatics are quite distant when compared to their connection to curricula. So finally, to conclude this demonstration, I would like to say that here presented examples constitute a brief look at the processes of designing and Earth observation related educational offer by assembling, reusing, and recombining modular building blocks. However, before such examples can become a reality, the requisite building blocks and the curriculum design tool will have to be finalized, embracing the discussion coming from the educational and training providers, as well as the representatives and users from the space and geospatial sector. Thank you for your attention.
That's it.
So, hello everybody, we are here back live in Zagreb studio, if I may say so, and with me are our speakers from today, Anna, Andrija and Marijan. Not Marijan as it was announced, it's Marijan, it's him, so I'm sorry for this mistake. About the mistakes, we have to correct one more error. In the second presentation, we mentioned wrongly that the University of Twente is the developer of the tools inside of the EO4Geo project. This is an error. It was recorded at 4 in the night, so the concentration was a little bit down already. So University Jaume First Castellón from Spain is our main, so to say, developer of the tools. So in this sense, please apology for this mistake. Yes. We have got already some questions, but before this, I would like just to very briefly emphasize that what we have tried to present to you is are just a few practical things. So first of all, the tools which are developed and the functionality of the usage of those tools for the creation of educational offer. Irrelevant is this academic curricula or it is some vocational education training educational offer. So really the tools are very more and more user-friendly because they are continuously under development. This is number one. And the second thing is that the approach which we have chosen is to develop, to enable the creation of the educational offer in a modular way. So that generic basic modules for a certain topics, for a certain domain of knowledge are created and then can be used in as a building bricks, as Anna has nicely described it, to create a different curricula. So basically to shift the building bricks from one to another curricula or educational offer as such. So in this sense, we had a question from Anne Johnson, saying some nice word about the presentations. Thank you very much. And she's asking also, I just can't figure out how to sign in and get access. So Marian, please, can you be so kind and demonstrate this once again? It's really simple.
Okay. So I'm gonna start sharing the content from this computer. Okay, so I'm sharing our, should be this. Okay, so I'm sharing our desktop, showing the, okay, I suppose you can see it. If you cannot, please let me know. So E4Geo tool is completely online tool. You can see here that we say it is curriculum design, and you can expect it to change during the next few weeks, because now we are more oriented towards the curriculum offer or educational offer, because we are trying to encompass both academic and professional part of education or educational programs. So E4Geo tools right now are open access software or service, which at the moment, unfortunately, is not completely available to the public, except you can see anything, you can access everything. And making a new curricula or making a new educational offer is reserved for those who are part of the E4Geo project right now. But in a month or so, we will allow everyone to access the curricular design or educational design server or service, and then we will let that know to our channels of communication within the project. So yes, excuse me for the mistake. I said you can register or pre-register right now, but in a month you will be able to use all the services within the E4Geo tools educational offer design tool.
Yes, thank you, Marian. But at the same time, we are inviting everybody who is interested in to contact us and to express the interest to test or use the curriculum design tool and other tools which are developed in the project, because we are also very interested in your feedback and your experience with the tool, so to be able further to improve it and to make it really completely user-friendly on one side and fully functional in a sense to satisfy the needs of the users.
Okay, I'm going to step in just for a second more. So the web page will be the same in the future. You can find it by searching E4Geo tools or curriculum design E4Geo, and you will get the access. Once it becomes available, you will be able to access the tool to login page, where you will be able to access it to using your Google account or using your account created to the registration. So this will remain the same. But okay, please allow us a month or so to make it publicly available.
July,
yeah. So it is expected to get there by July 2020. Okay, now I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. I'm gonna go through.
Okay. Yes. Okay, thank you, Marian. Yes, and we have also another question. Ricardo Prentice is asking, is there a list of PhD offered within Copernicus Research Centers associated? I would say so. Not that you can, in a moment, so to say, click on 2 or 3 times on some web page that this list is available. But yes, in the frame of the project, in the frame of the preparation, there was analysis of the offer, especially in the Europe, considering the all levels of education and also the PhD studies have been analyzed, and this is in our documents. So and all public documents are available through the EO4Geo website, so you can access them there. But I have to say that the focus was not so much on the PhD offer. I mean, PhD offer is very much individual to the university and to the specific faculty or a study program as such. And we can say the topic of research is then related also to the student and to the teacher, the mentor as such. Our focus, as it was mentioned in the previous sessions and in the round table, is much more on the, so to say, to support a present professionals on one side, to the vocational education training, and also so to say, to develop a system of educational offer which will support the professionals of various educational level to continuously improve their knowledge and keep their knowledge and skills with the necessity, which is required from the business sector and reality through the development of the technology and society itself. We know that that we have an issue with technology development, which what is described with the law of disruption, where the technology is developing in an exponential manner, while simply our social setup, if I may say so, and especially academia as such, is changing, let us say, linearly, so slowly. And this is the reason why the EO4Geo project has been, so to say, called and why it has been brought together to try to find ways and solutions how to reduce this gap between educational offer and needs of business society. So these were those questions which we had received till now. I think what is also very valuable to be said is that everybody, or better to say, everybody, anybody who wants to join or wants in any way to just a second, I'm trying to share the screen, but yes, thank you.
Thank you to Estefania for his comments.
Yeah. I think I am sharing now the screen, so anybody who wants to be involved with the EO4Geo project can do this, and there is a section on our web page, Get Involved, so you can join the alliance, you can join as an expert to revise or feed the book of knowledge, to subscribe to receive the project newsletter, simply to be tuned and informed about the project progress. You can connect your project and establish a synergy with EO4Geo. And here are the links through which you can contact project and simply start to cooperate with us. I think this is relevant for whole academic society on one side, but also for business society, because in coming sessions you will also have opportunity to hear how these tools and book of knowledge and our approach can be used also for other applications, not only for a creation of the educational offer, but also for a creation of jobs. So to describe what is the profile of the professionals which some company or public institution needs to solve certain tasks inside of this organization. So these are the links which are, so to say, main contact for us. But if you click or write on the in a web, the EO4Geo, you will be directed directly to the web page of our project, and you will be able to see it, find all those links. Now, let me go back to the. Just a second.
We need to stop sharing.
Yes, stop sharing. Good.
Okay, so now
yes,
here.
and this is it. If there is some additional question, I will. No new questions. Then somebody wants to add something? No? Once?
Twice.
Twice? No. So, here, ladies and gentlemen, we are thanking you very much for your participation in this session. I can only say stay tuned with, during this Earth Observation Summit, and follow also tomorrow's session because we will further present tools and demonstrate how those tools and developments can be used for you. So, and then after this, connect with the project and work together with us in this very challenging environment of Earth observation towards creation of the new professionals and envisaging future jobs, so to say, which will support the development of the European Earth observation business sector and keep us on the lead globally in this market, which I think ultimately is an idea of European Commission, but also of all of us considering our future and future development of this sector inside of the European Union. With this, I think that I want to thank you all for your participation, and we will finish this session 10 minutes earlier, but I think everybody, it's already a little bit late, so thank you to everybody who is been with us till now, and see you tomorrow again at Earth Observation Summit. Thank you very much.
Thank you.